Okay, so we have started last class, actually not last class, you have submitted your bonus number 5, which asks you to connect to a repository. Can anyone tell me what is the name of that repository that you have connected? Yeah, Siranjit, Gerald, it is a fake repository, okay? So, today, we're gonna start to connect to a real repository, okay? We're gonna do some real stuff here. Because, to be quite honest, I mean, why, yes, good point, Jiraj. Why did we create a fake one? Anyone can help me with that? Can anyone tell me why we have created a fake one? If the whole point was connect to a real one. What was the point of that?
I said to make it ready.
Yes, to understand. Yeah, you could store some data, but again, Jiraj, you're gonna see that today there are so many moving parts to connect to the database that
we created that to run to store the data temporarily. When the project is running only, then we can store the data after the date gone.
Yes. So again, we're gonna be storing that in the database. So the fake repository was really just about displaying data. We're not saving data. It was fake because it was hard coded. Let me just unzip a few files here. And again, all of this was supposed to be pre-work done before we meet, but that's fine. So yes, so the final goal, of course, in a real system is not to connect to a fake repository, but to a real one. So let me get this one here going a little bit. So again, we're gonna be continuing. I will hide the chat for, actually let me keep it here. That's fine. So again, we're keep going with chapter number 8, okay? And again, finally today you're gonna see something about databases. So, by the way, can you see the chat box? Because I can see the chat box as it's in front of me. Can you guys see the chat box in my sharing as well, or no? Okay, good. At least it's just me that see that. Okay, that's fine. Great. So far, you have created a product you have created a product class. You have created an iRepository, which is an interface, and you have created the fake repository. All of that was done during bonus number 5. Okay, so this has covered step 1, 2, and 3 of the application. Okay, so today I will start by talking about step number 4. Step number 4 is where we're going to start to connect to the database. Now, that's the guy that we're going to be dealing with, Entity Framework Repository. Look, both of them are inheriting from iRepository. Okay, both of them are coming from the iRepository. So let's have a look at the code here a little bit. Let me flip here. Let me open the source code. Okay, so again, hopefully you have done the bonus so you know what I'm talking about here, a little bit at least. So we have so far created the interface, the iProduct repository. We can see iQueryable here. iQueryable, IEnumerable, and lists, they are all about dealing with collections, okay? I can tell you this, the difference between iQueryable and IEnumerable and list is because iQueryable performs better when we are dealing with databases. Okay, iQuery, just to give a general idea, if we are using IEnumerable and we want to filter the list of products by category, let's say, I just want to see products that belongs to the outdoor category. So with an IEnumerable and list, they bring the entire collection of products. Let's say we have 1,000 products. So it brings all of them in the memory, and then in the memory, in the computer, in the server memory, it does the filtering. However, with iQueryable, it's way more efficient because the filtering happens inside the database. So the database will only give to the application the filtered collection already. So again, in general, in summary, the main difference is that iQueryable is more database efficient. That's what I would like you to keep in mind, because you're gonna see, oh, it's iQueryable now, IEnumerable now. From now on, we will be mostly using iQueryable when we're dealing with data sets coming from the database. Okay? Okay, great. So this is the interface. The interface, of course, has no implementation. Okay? It's just an interface. That's the point of an interface. Interface does not have anything concrete. However, you put together the fake repository. Okay? You put that one together, and you have converted, you hard-coded the items here. Okay? But also, and that's what we're going to be dealing next, we also have the entity framework repository. This is a true, concrete, database-driven repository. Okay? Now we have two repositories, fake and entity framework. And then let's have a look at this. Let's run the application. The source code that I'm showing you is already on Centennial. If you go to Centennial, under Content, Files, Sports Store Chapter 8, the file that I'm showing is this one here. This is the project, the same one, okay? So, if now I put this to run, and look at this, we are showing a list of products, correct? Is this coming from the fake repository or the real repository? Who can tell me that? Real, fake, some people says fake, some people says real. Need to check. Yeah, Sanchi, that's a good point. We need to check. And you pointed to the correct location there. We need to check the startup file. Okay, so in the startup file, we still have the fake one. Okay, so we're still using the fake one. However, to change to the entity framework one, very simple. We just put the name of the new one over there, and that's all we have to do. Now, I need to do a few other steps here. I won't be able to run this right away because there are still a few steps to be done. But look at this. On step number 4, we are dealing with 3 things. The first one is this link. I'm gonna go back here to the presentation. You're gonna use this in a second. I'm just gonna make a quick note about this. We are dealing with this new class called Application DB Context. What is that? Application DB Context. You have to understand, you can understand Application DB Context as this. It is the link between the application and the database. Okay? In fake repository, we didn't need that because fake repository had the products hard-coded. However, with the entity framework repository, we have to have a way to know where the database is stored. You know what? Not only websites have addresses, they have domains, they have pages, but databases as well. Database also has an address. It has a server, it has a name, it may have a username, a password to access it. So that information, which is the address of the database, is required by the application DB context so that it knows where it should connect to. What is the database? Well, again, we have to give that to application DB context. I'm going to open the class here, that class. So application DB context right here. Look, you don't need to get caught up on the small little details about this class. Just understand this. This is the link between our application and the database. That's it. And what we have here, we have a constructor that is actually not doing much aside from having this parameter here, which we're gonna send to it the connection to the database. Christine, so the application DB context points where the real DB is. Yes, 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 that's it. That's correct. However, Christine, we have somewhere in our code, we have to tell this application DB context where is the address. Yes, it has the address under options, but we have to tell it. We have to say, hey, application DB context, this is this is the address of the database. Okay. Now, any one of you has a Mac there, or are we all in Windows here? We have some Macs there. Mac, okay, Mac, Christine, okay. So here's the thing. Garage, Christine. Database will be slightly different there, okay? Mac as well, Jayton? Okay, so again, you have to consider this. If you get stuck with your Mac when it comes to database, you may have to choose the virtual machine from Centennial because here's the thing. I won't be able to give you a lot of support on that, you know. And I got some students yesterday stuck, not yesterday, sorry, 2 days ago, stuck with their Macs, so they kind of gave up and they went to the virtual machine, okay? But again, actually, Jayton, even you can use MySQL, but you can actually use something else. There is also a database called SQLite. Yes, SQLite, okay? I would rather suggest that you use SQLite instead of MySQL. In any case, that's just a note that you keep in the back of your heads going forwards. But let's move forward here. So we know now application DB context is the one used to connect to the database. Now, if I ask you all, which class takes care of the plumbing of your application? What is the class? Which class takes care of the infrastructure, of the basics, of the plumbing of your application? I said that a few times. Let's see if anyone. One of the classes here in my project takes care of that. The basic structure of our application. It initializes the routing, MVC. It initializes a bunch of stuff. Yes, Sanchit, startup, okay? So guess what? We will also be reading the address of the database in the startup. Yes, Ritesh, in the startup, okay? Now, before we go to the startup, I want to show you a new file. Yes, Ritesh, we have options, address, we have all of that. But before I open startup, I want to show you this new file. There's a new file here that is new to you because you have not seen this before, called app settings. okay? App settings is a JSON file. You see the structure? It's just a regular JSON file with 3 levels of nodes. There is the data nodes, sports store products nodes, connection string node. Yes, Siranjit, we have the SQL connection string. What is that string? What is that string? It is the address of the database. We have the server. So, Christine, this file is under the main solution, under the main project. However, you have to create it. Here's how you do it. You go to the project, right click on the project, then go to add, new item, and then under new item, you're gonna find a app settings. Look at this, app settings. Then you just confirm, okay? You just add it. I'm not gonna add because it's already done, but call it app settings without the one here. It's showing one because there is already one file called app settings. So I'm gonna close it. But again, this is how you get this file, okay? So with this file in your hands, it's a JSON, a .json file. So it's a JSON. Yeah, Ritesh, it's not under views, okay? It's directly under. Yeah, see, view folder is here. App settings is under the project itself, okay? Okay, yep, that's it. It's under where you see the same folder as the startup, as the program.cs. This is the same folder, okay? So I'm gonna break it down a little bit here. Okay, so I'm gonna break it down. The connection string, it has many parts to it. One quick note, pay attention to what you have here. Make sure that you do copy and paste here because it's very easy to miss something here and then you cannot connect to the database because there's something broken in your connection string, okay? So we have the server. Right now we are connecting to our local server. When you install Visual Studio, so Siranjit, most likely your SQL, local SQL is already installed, okay? So you can check that by doing this. You can go to View, SQL Server Object Explorer, go there, SQL Server Object Explorer. Again, if you are in a Mac, this will not work, but for the other ones, View, SQL Server Object Explorer. Once you select that, you should be able to see, I have 3 options here. You should have 1 or 2. You should be able to see something like this: MS SQL LocalDB or projects v13, something like this. You should be able to see that. This is the name of your server. Look, localDB/MS SQL LocalDB. That's the name that I have here. Look at this. Okay? Now, when you are putting the path, when you see 1/, you have to put 2 slashes because slash is a special character. Okay? So, we have the server, we have the database name. In our case, we are calling the database Sports Store. And then we have a few more. Sometimes you have first name and last name, username and password. Because we're running this locally, we are using, by default, a trusted connection. The database trusts the application because we are in the same environment, so we put this parameter here called trusted connection equals to true, okay? And the last one, keep it there. It's for more advanced stuff. I mean, we don't need to worry about that one. But again, very important to have the correct server name and the correct database name, okay? Very important. Okay, what else? So now you have been kind of introduced to the, we don't need to add user questions. Andrew, so the only time really that you're gonna need username and password is when you are usually using a remote database. But because this database here is local to you, it trusts the connection that it has to the application. So we don't need to put username and password here because of this entry here. Trusted connection, okay? Eventually, when we're gonna deploy this live to Azure, we're gonna use username and password, but not for now. Yes, Theory, yes, Christine. It will be included in the zip. Yes, actually it's already there. If you download that file from Centennial, you're gonna see it there, okay? Samira, again, you can download the file from the CS, from Centennial, and the file will be there as well, okay? Then you have the entire address. But again, in your case, most likely, usually this will work. Server equals to local DB, MS SQL server, sorry, MS SQL local DB. Usually this works. If not, you have to look at the name that is listed here for you, okay? It has to match the name. I have 3 options here, you may have 2, you may have 1. Use the one that you have, okay? Okay, so, perfect, that's good, Samira. So use the one that you have, okay? You can use that one. Now, so far, I have shown you the application DB context, which is the link to the database, but application DB context needs the address of the database. Where's the address? Now we know that we have the address in the app settings file, okay? Perfect, Samira, good to know. Okay, so again, you have 2 components there. You have 2 pieces of the puzzle. You have application DB context, which is the class that will connect to the database, and then you have the address of the database. Now, here is the question. How can application DB context know about this guy, about the app settings? How do they know about each other? Okay? In the startup, yes, in the startup. Give you one quick second. Let's just get one thing here, one quick second. Okay. Yes, so now, where is that we're gonna be adding that to? Well, you guessed, it's a startup file. Okay, the startup file, we're gonna be reading the settings to be able to give those settings to the application DB context. So again, what we're gonna be doing next is this. We're gonna read this to be able to give this to the application DB context. That's the final link. Yes, Ritesh, exactly. Then we're gonna be giving those settings to the options here, constructor of the application DB context. Okay, so we're gonna provide that to it. Now, let me open a second file, a second project here. Actually, before that, let's just declare this. So we're gonna create a property here. So it's a public. We can make it public, we can make it private, but let's create it public.
Startup?
Yeah, no, actually, not yet. This is the configuration. So public.
I configuration, right?
Yes. That's the one. Public I configuration. And my mic is dropping. Sorry. I configuration. I don't need the entire namespace. Actually, I may need that. Let me see here. I configuration. I'm gonna call this configuration, and I'm gonna make this as a read-only property.
Get.
Just gonna put the get here, and so yes, actually I do have to put the namespace. So let's go using extension here, and oh, actually, you know what? The application is still running. That's why this is a bit. Let me stop the application. Okay, great. So we have more space here. So we have the property here. Now look at this. Because this is an interface, we have to create this somehow. Remember how we have done with the controller. Controller has an interface as well, which is the iProduct repository. And in the constructor, we are creating that guy. See, we are creating it. We're gonna be doing something similar in the startup. We're gonna add the constructor of the startup. We're gonna say public startup, and it will have a parameter as well of iConfiguration. iConfiguration, its only job right now will be to read the information from app settings. That's what it will be doing. Okay? So our constructor will have a parameter called of type iConfiguration. I'm going to call this config. And config will in a way, it will initialize the configuration property. Okay? Okay, so again, now if I ask you, who creates the startup? Well, the startup is actually created in the program. Okay? Startup is created right here. Yeah, it's a bit confusing here, but that's fine. Just be aware that the startup is created right here. Okay? It's what runs first. And because of that, when startups gets created, a concrete object of type iConfiguration gets sent, and then we assign this to the configuration property. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna use this guy to read the information from app settings. How does it read that? Well, it reads like this. Let's say string connection equals to configuration brackets, and then we have to put as a string, we have to add the path to the connection string. We have to add the path to this. The path is this: data. Use copy and paste here, because again, it's very easy to write something wrong and the code doesn't work. So we're gonna say data column sports store products column connection string. So by doing that, configuration will be reading this string and saving it and storing it temporarily in the memory in the connection variable. Okay? Now we are ready to write a kind of a long line that, to be quite honest, I don't memorize that line, so I have to open the code for that. I'm gonna open the last solution here. Okay.
Professor, in
Yes.
the book, they use SQL server instead of
Yes.
connection string.
That's okay. That's okay. I just did this just to, again, I just went with the flow. So my flow was like that, but I'll show you another way. Give me 1 second, I'll show you that.
Sure.
So, just that the line becomes very big, and you can also do this. Okay, Ritesh, I don't know if your question is recent. Okay, why are we using app settings if we already defined the path again in the startup file? No, so Ritesh, the path here is for the configuration entry. We are just saying that go to the app settings, go to data, sports store products, connection string. In this entry, you're gonna grab this string. So this file, Ritesh, it's not compiled. This is a configuration file. You can change just by changing the text here. You can change the location of the database. So you don't want to compile your project and make this hard code inside the code, because otherwise, again, it becomes harder for you to change this later when you deploy this live. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the startup, and I'm going to answer the question that was just asked a second ago. So let me see here. We are using SQL Server. Now, the only thing that I changed here is that instead of calling configuration directly, I put it inside a string. So I'm going to use connection, and I'm going to say use SQL Server. Again, I'm just making the code a little bit more readable here. I'm just gonna do this, okay? Now, use SQL Server requires a namespace, okay? So I'm gonna right click, actually click the bubble, the light, and we're gonna have to add using Microsoft Entity Framework Core at the very top, okay? Now it's okay. So again, to answer the question, I just did that. I just, instead of having the configuration directly here, I set it to a variable. That's it. Because again, just to avoid the line from becoming very big. Okay? Again, everyone, there are quite a few steps here, but don't, as I said before, don't get too hooked up on the smaller details of, oh, we have to use add database context, and there is an application DB context has to come here, and we have to have options here. Yes, you have to have those things, but again, you just do that once in your application and you are done. Okay? So what I would recommend is be aware, be mindful of this connection string. Be mindful that you cannot put a space here. If you put a space, it's gonna break. It has to be all together. If you misspell something here, it's gonna break. It's not gonna connect to the database. Okay? So Christine, where is add DB context inside application DB context? Add DB context. This is a method from services, Christine. So it's a method that is available from our services class. You know, services is the one that we use to add which services we're gonna be using for that application. We are using MVC. We are defining this dependency injection. We are defining, in a way, this is a dependency as well. Okay? Okay, perfect. So, with that done, this was step number 4. Okay? Now, we have step number 5. Step number 5, let me just see. Let's have a look at this here. Number 5. Okay, so with number 5, actually it's number 5 that you're going to be creating the entity framework product repository. That's fine. That's fine. So let's do this now. Let's do this now. Let's go through step number 5 of, by the way, what I mean step number 5 is the 5th video in the series here. Okay, so I'm gonna copy, I'm gonna go to Padlet here, I'm gonna paste this to Padlet. Actually, it's already there. It's already there. This was a message from, is that from today already? Maybe from yesterday. Okay, I didn't delete it. Anyway, the first link is Sports Store video. Yes, everyone, to be quite honest, this now things will start to get a little bit harder, okay? Because now we don't have a fake repository anymore. It's a real repository. Look at how many steps we have for this chapter. We have a lot of steps here, okay? Now, what I'd like you to do is go through step number 5, get this done. Step number 5 is built on top of step number 4. Step number 4, the source is already there, okay? Okay, thank you, Ritesh. Step number 4, the source is already there. And under Sports Store Chapter 8, I'm gonna put in the chat as well. Again, I'm gonna give you just about half an hour to 40 minutes to get step number 5 done. Go through video number 5 of Sports Store, and we will talk again in 30 minutes. In the meantime, I'll give you a few options. Diraj, Mac users should do this. Should close Mac and cry. No, sorry. I was thinking out loud. No. You can try to find how to connect to SQLite. Okay? No problem. Yes. So I'm gonna have a 30 minutes quote unquote break. It's not a break, okay? It's for you to do the exercise. But if you have questions about the assignment, you can ask during that, okay? Okay, so again, going back to the people with Macs, you can research how to connect Visual Studio to SQLite, not Visual Studio, sorry, how to connect .NET Core to SQLite. I remember last semester some students had a problem and they were able to fix that, but to be quite honest, I don't have a Mac. I don't know what was the fix. The alternative for the ones that are in Mac, as I said, is to go to the virtual machine on Centennial. I can give you the steps on how to do that, okay? I don't know if the Mac users there have those steps to go to the virtual machine, but I can give you that, and then you can jump to the virtual machine. Again, one or the other. Either you try to work it out with SQLite, or, but let me tell you this, for today, you are still okay. You are still okay in the Mac because we will not really be able to connect to the database yet, or actually just at the very end. Again, for today, I think you're still okay, but for next class, you should get to know how to connect to the virtual machine on Centennial so that you can get used to that environment as well. Because again, there is a limit to what I can offer you in terms of support within a Mac, okay? Okay, so I'm gonna put a timer here. Normally this would have been a 50 minutes timer, but I'll keep it 30 so we can get we can get things done here. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, Diraj. Yeah, I get it. It's a bit different there. I get it. Okay, so again, Mac users by Windows. Again, I can tell you, people with Macs, they were able to work that out in a previous semester that I taught. But again, they use SQLite. SQLite is a database that comes by default already with Macs. It's not Microsoft. It's a database that comes with Mac. Okay. Okay, so Felipe, do you want to share your screen to ask the question?
Okay.
Okay, so let me stop sharing mine, and I will set you up to share yours. Okay,
Request.
you should
Yeah,
be able.
Yeah. Please request recording permission. Oh, sorry, not that.
Okay, it seemed that you were about to share, but then stopped.
Yeah. Can you see my?
It's. Oh yes, it's coming now. Yep, I can see it.
So I've done a little bit more
Okay.
than you actually asked, and any color test, bro, it's running already. Just a second. And for some reasons, I'm not sure why this is happening. I guess I don't know why actually.
Let's have a look. Let's have a look.
Yeah. By the way, this takes a long time.
Okay, no problem, no problem.
Yeah, invalid object name. That's, I don't know why.
Okay,
It
let's
was
see.
working before.
Got it. Okay, so let's hold on there. While it's trying to load, I'm just gonna address someone's question here. Professor, it will be very helpful if you elaborate our assignment 2 in the class so we don't have any confusion like assignment 1. Okay, assignment 2, I'll be talking about assignment 2 today, okay? So in our last 5-10 minutes, I'll be talking about that, okay? I'll be talking about that and about the fact that we have midterm coming in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I didn't know. Now you're gonna see it. You couldn't see it before.
Okay,
Because sharing.
so this is the one, this is the problem?
Yeah,
Okay, let me read. Can you scroll to the top?
yeah. So that's the first thing.
Oh, it's okay.
And then it shows here exactly where the problem is.
Oh, but
I guess.
Philip, you are trying to use database already in the recipes?
Yeah, it was working actually. It worked for a while, and then I was doing like, because I'm already in the chapter, I guess, 12.
Ritesh, practice exam is this. What we are doing now is practice for the exam, okay? This is practice. So practice this, okay? Anyway, scroll up, Philip. Sorry, I need to see the very top. Okay. So Philip, show me the app settings. Show me the app settings. The file. Can you zoom in because it's very small for me? I mean, they're just yep. Thank you. Okay.
Yeah, it was working.
That's okay. Let's double check things. Okay, hold on a
I
second.
can show you here.
Yeah, go to the database. Let's have a look there.
Yeah. So inside the tables, it doesn't appear my table. It just appears this thing.
Yeah,
here.
so the table is not there, correct?
No, it's not.
Okay, so that's fine. So here's the thing. You have to drop this database and run this again, and run, where is, yeah, and run the scripts again. Drop the database, close the connections. Usually you may face a problem there if you don't close the connection.
Yeah, it's not gonna allow me. Yeah, I know. I've done this before. Yeah. Yeah.
You could try again. Okay, Christine, do we have to do part 1 to part 14 during test? No, Christine, no. You don't have to. Here's the thing. There are a lot of steps in this process that are specific to Sport Store, okay? I'm not gonna ask all of that. What I'm gonna focus on, what I'll be asking, will be the things that we discuss in class. I'm not gonna ask you to do steps 1 to 14 in 2 hours. It's impossible. It's impossible, okay? So again, you're gonna see that I will not be going video by video. You may go to the videos to have a look at them, but I will tell you which aspects will be in the test. The aspects that will be in the test are the ones that I'm covering with you here. How to connect to the database, how to move from view to view, how to add, you know, how to, let's say, add bootstrap. Those are the elements that I'm going to be focused. I'm not going to focus on obscure things that you will only find on video 12 in the last minute of video 12. No, I'm going to focus on the major key points of our application, okay? Not so you don't have to. Anyway, I hope that makes it clear. So okay, so
Same problem still.
yeah, that's fine. So close the application. I mean, stop the application from running. Stop it there.
Should I? Oh, sorry, it was muted. Should I do another migration?
Yeah. So that's what we. So here's the thing. Migration run already, correct? I mean, you have the migrations folder there, correct?
I do. I have the initial one, but it doesn't appear anything around here. It should be right. Here.
I mean, delete. Okay, so you know what, Philippe? Delete this folder. Delete the entire folder migration. Yes, delete the entire folder migration. Then create migration again, and then run the update database. So the new migration gets updated in the database, and then you can run the application. Because right now, I don't know, your migration seems a little bit off there. Can you show me application DB context? Can you show me that? Yeah, so you have recipes there. Okay, that's fine. So again, run migrations again. Then do you have a seed data? Oh, let me see that seed data.
Just a second. Let me just share everything with you instead of just.
Got it. Give it a try. Let me know. Then.
Show all windows. No, it's working. Can you see everything?
Yes, I can. I can see a VPN.
Here. VPN? Okay, okay, sorry. How do I share everything? Nice.
Well, I think that
I can only share a part of it?
Yes, I think that you can only share up an application, I think, you know?
Okay. So let me show you just this then. What do you want to see?
So right now, to be quite honest, Philippe, it seems that it's okay. It was the seed data. Show me the seed data. Scroll down. Yeah, okay. So you see the second line, migrate. So that line, so it means that you are creating the database from here. So just create the migration scripts again, and then run the application. It should work. Okay.
Okay, let me try.
Yeah, give it a try, and then let me know.
Sure. Copy full path.
Actually, there is a simpler way, Philippe. You can
to do the migration.
Yeah.
Instead of using PowerShell.
Yeah. Yes. You can go to Tools. In Visual Studio, you can go to Tools.
Yes.
Yeah, and then NuGet Package Manager.
NuGet Package Manager.
And then the first one.
Console.
Yeah. Okay, Diraj, you were able to make things run on your Mac? Let me know. Okay, good. Good. Trying is good. Gives you a lot of learning, you know? So, Philippe, expand that a little bit. Just to be quite honest, Diraj, MySQL should work, but again, I have not seen it working with MySQL yet. Philippe, yeah, so it's initializing still. So give it a few more seconds there. It's okay. So now you can just run. Let me see if I remember by heart here.
Yeah, it's like that. .NET EF migrations.
No. You don't need the whole thing. No. It's simpler than that. Give me a quick second here.
Update.
It's just update dash database.
That was a figured database. I wasn't sure. Sou brasileiro também.
Got it. I guess so. By the name and the last name, I said.
Yeah.
So,
Do you want to stop debugging? Oh yeah, it was debugging. Oh crap.
oh yeah, because it's gonna. I think it's gonna recompile the application for that. You know.
Yeah. Just doing that.
So try to expand or go back to
It's
tools.
not responding.
Oh, it's not.
So I
Okay,
guess
okay,
it's
that's fine.
compiling, yeah.
That's fine.
It's
Because to
compiling.
be able to run those migration scripts, the application needs to be compiling. If it's kind of broken, I'm not saying that it's broken. I'm just saying that if there is a syntax error, it won't be able to run the migrations.
Yeah, it was migrating. Yeah, everything was working. I don't know why it does. And then I cannot show you the first part of the project because,
Yeah. So again,
you know what I mean?
yeah. So
I should have done versioning instead of this. I didn't do anything.
got it.
Why is not moving? Oh, it's that. I guess so.
Okay. So
Yeah, it did great.
I guess that go back there. Go back to tools.
Well,
And then, yeah, look at package manager. Okay, so so it's open somewhere, Philippe. It's open somewhere there. It's,
what do you mean?
I mean,
how?
well, I don't know. It's
Is it
just
running?
this.
Is it running somewhere? What's going
It
on?
must be.
Should I just? Can I just? It should create a new migration by itself whenever I.
No. It does. No. It does create the migration. It does not. That line. Oh, here it is. That's it.
No, it wasn't the migration. I didn't. The migration wasn't created. Yeah, here.
What about this message?
Applied. The database was already.
What is that?
Yeah, something appeared here. Let me do this again. Let me do that again. Sorry for taking your time.
No problem.
Tools.
Again, everyone, I mean, if you have questions about the assignment, this is the time, okay? So get in line.
Can you see that? 2.0.
That's okay.
It's older
That's
than
okay.
last time.
That's okay.
Doesn't matter, right?
That's okay. Yellow is good. Green is good. Red is bad. So there's
They
no.
have the database. No migration was verified.
That's
It's
okay.
already up to date.
So, okay. So.
There's no migration here. What about the folder? It's not gonna
Okay.
appear
Okay.
here?
So let's see. Let me see this. No migration were applied. Database already up to date. What the hell is that?
Should I add the first one? Create the first migration.
First migration.
Like how does it know that it's
Okay.
already up to date if there is
Okay.
none?
Let
That's what I mean.
okay. Let me. You know what? I gave you the wrong line, to be quite honest. Sorry about that. It was supposed, because we are creating a migration. Sorry about that. So let's run add dash migration.
Space dash.
No.
all
All together.
right?
Yeah. Add
Migration.
dash migration. space initial. It's just the name that we are calling it. That's it. So hit enter now. That's the one that creates the migration scripts. The other one was the one that runs, that creates the database. Okay, that's okay. This is okay. All good. Look at the folder. You see the folder there? Got it. So again, now you have two options. Let it finish because I think it's still going.
It's done.
Okay, great. No, actually, you need to wait for the PM. You need to wait for the prompt. Where's the PM prompt? Again, give it a second. Give it a second because I think it's still doing something.
It's already different now.
I get it. I get it. It's different, but I.
Right up and everything here.
Yeah. Well, I was just concerned that your prompt didn't come back, so it might be in the middle of something there, you know.
What's that? Let's see. I think now it's gonna work. I'm kind of happy.
Okay.
Because this never happened before. This part here.
And how did you get to the database then?
What do you mean?
Well,
No, it tried to create the first time.
Oh.
But it didn't create the table. We created the database, but not the table.
Got it. Okay. So if you run now, it should create the database. It should create the table. It should have all the things that you need.
Yeah. Recipes, command list. Here, oh no, fuck. Wrap those down. Clause may not be negative for each word. Now it's a view problem. It's not.
Okay. That's fine. So
I can solve it later.
Now here's the thing, Philippe. Make sure that whatever you submit as your assignment, that it's running. Okay. Again, you.
No, it's kind of running, right?
No. Okay. So here's the thing. I'm gonna move around. If I move around, if things are not working there, again, I mean, what should I do? Come on.
I get it. I'm gonna make this work.
Yeah.
It's just this, right? It's just a view thing, I guess. So for each word needed model recipe.
Worst comes to worst, just scrape the database part and leave at least it's running, okay?
It's so done, you know what I mean? Like everything's so almost ready.
That's fine.
I don't think I can do it anymore. I guess
that's fine. That's okay. Anyway, let's give a chance for somebody else to.
Okay, thank you very much.
No problem, Philippe. My pleasure. Okay, anytime. Configuration, which now it's storing this information. We need to send this information to the data configuration, which configuration product repository folder of my. This is what will be used. We're gonna create to that folder. I need to hit enter the command line. This create a class, which we're gonna use that in a second. The application here is a new product, and then I'm gonna do the product there. What database method calls ensure populated. So this pull back to our source codes, and we're gonna create a class which store the product information. Okay, everyone, I'm hoping that you can hear me. We have 5 minutes, okay? I see some questions here, where to find the videos. Okay, you got it, Steven, good. Hussein, okay, that's fine, Hussein. I was not speaking. I was not speaking, okay? Okay, Samira, let me show you that. Okay? there is a minor difference. Let me share my screen. Okay, so the codes in the startup has this. Now, one thing for you to keep in mind is that in the program, we need to, in the program class, you need to add this line. As compared to the video, we need to add this line here as well, okay? This line needs to be there, otherwise you won't be able to make the next step happen. So here is the startup. Samira, just keep in mind as well that the source code is available on Centennial, okay? You can get it from there. Okay, everyone, can you just quickly confirm that you can hear me? Okay, awesome. So I'm going to run a quick attendance here. Okay, so we are section what? Let me see here. Well, section 3, I think, yes. Okay. Yeah, okay, so again, just say hi if you are there. Andrew, Ashik, Yasmita. Andrew there. Ashik is there. Asmita there as well. Deepika, Dharmik, Diraj. Diraj, you're there, I think. Philip, you're there. Deepika, Dharmik. Oh, Deepika is there, okay. Gurnit, Hansel, and Harry. Hansel is there. Okay. Hossein, Jangjit, and Jaitan. Hossein is there. Jaitan is there. Jangjit. John Avenido, Mary Christine, and Minu. Christine is there. John. And Minu, nope. Parwinder, Prablin, and Raul. Prablin, send me an email. Send me the email about to remind me to send you the link to the book, okay? Send me the email. It was you that was asking about that, wasn't it? Rashekia, Ritesh, Samira. Shakia. Okay. Ritesh, I think you're there. Samira, you're there. Ritesh, I think you're there. Sanshit, Sanjeev, and Alireza.
Hello, sir. I'm also here.
Yep, I get it. Sanshit, Sanjeev, yep. Alireza. Shivansh, Siran, and Siranjit. Siranjit. Sanjit. Okay, Shivansh, Siran, Sahota. Nope. Sarab, Stephen, and Thirikine, Christine. Yep, you're there. Christine is there. Stephen is there, and Sarab as well. Okay. Okay. So, let's see here. I see a question there. Let me share my screen. Okay, so let me try to catch up here with the questions. So Samira, when I'm trying to write, okay, Samira, make sure that the previous line, sometimes I see students doing that, the previous line with a semicolon, make sure that there is no semicolon there, okay? Make sure that you have the dot, there is no semicolon after startup parentheses. Sometimes I see students leaving that and add the second line, the next line, hoping that this would work. Again, this is a continuous, it's a method calling another method, okay? Great. I see a private message here. If you are running on your Mac and you are trying to run on Windows and you're having problems, you know, just tell me that, just remind me that you are running from a Mac, and I'll give you a break, okay? So I'll have a look and I will take that into account, okay? Okay, so Ritesh, false here. We do this just because we need to create the migration scripts, okay? So this is, if we don't do that, the migration scripts will not work. Again, I don't know the details of why is that, but I know it's the fact. We add this line for the migration scripts to work properly, okay? Okay, so let's see what we do here. Before I give you a little bit more content here and I kind of review step number 5, I want to mention one, assignment 2. So I'm gonna open assignment 2. Assignment 2 is due in 3 weeks, okay? So assignment 2, if you go to assignments, assignment 2, okay, so what is the deal about assignment 2? First of all, it's a continuation from your assignment 1. Now we're going to be doing things dynamically. There is one topic that is not covered yet, which is called partial views. Partial views, we'll be covering that the next week, okay? So that's the only one that we have not seen yet. The other stuff is okay. So for now, just skip the part of partial view and you are okay. So let me just explain what this is. So first of all, you're going to create the models. Remember, assignment 1, it was all static. Now, you need to create the models folder. You need to create the class for the recipe, okay? You need to add the necessary, the class with the properties, okay? Now, we're going to also be adding, well, partial view, you're going to see that next week. That's okay. So let's skip this for now. You're gonna be doing a form with partial view, a form to enter the recipe. Okay? Then look at this, number 6. All pages should use a layout file. Now you know how to use a layout file, you're gonna apply here. In the model folder, you're gonna create a repository class. Remember how you did repository on par invites? Again, are the class properties up to us? Andrew, on assignment 1, I was specific about which properties you should add there, okay? So you can add more, but at the very least, keep the ones that I've added on assignment 1, okay? So, look at this. I'm gonna say this a few times because I know people still ask me about this. This assignment 2 is not data driven, it's not database driven. Assignment 2 is all in memory. It's very similar to what you did with par invites at the very beginning of the course, okay? There is no, I'm going to repeat this many times, there is no database required here. You just need to add stuff to memory, just a list of recipes in memory. It's not, Ritesh, it's not a fake repository really. It's an in-memory repository. It's a repository that doesn't get saved to the disk. It's only in memory. So it's a list of recipes in memory. I will be able to add. I'll be able to do that. Okay? Yes, we're saying it. Well, not so much browser session memory. It's a server memory actually, but that's okay. Yeah, memory that I mean is the server side. Okay. Again, when you create a list and you add items to a list, you are doing that in memory in the server. Okay. Then number 8, you have to, if the user clicks the save button on the add recipe page, you persist the data from the form onto the repository collection. Again, you have a collection in memory, so you save that. You're gonna change the recipe list page so that it displays the list from the in-memory list of recipes. Again, you're gonna be moving. Instead of being hard-coded, it's gonna be dynamic. What are the properties mentioned in assignment 1? Open assignment 1, Andrew. I mean, I don't know on top of my head. I think I mentioned there something. Just open it. Okay, so if it's not there, it's because I didn't put it. Okay, let me open it then. Let me see. Let's see. Let's sort this out. Let's figure this out. Do we have properties or we don't have properties? If we don't have properties, that's fine. If we do have properties, we do. Let's see. Oh, look at this. We have number 3. Page to add new recipe should collect recipe details like recipe name, description, ingredients, chef, preparation time. Can you see that, Andrew, now? Awesome. Okay, let me go back to assignment 2. I think that I'm done there. It is, Christine, yes. Now, look at this. Sports Store is more advanced, okay? Sports Store is already touching database. So you don't have to do that, okay? So the only thing there in Sports Store will be the partial view. Everything else you can guide yourself via part invites, okay? Let's go back there. Let's see the last point here. Clicking in an item should load the view recipe page with all collected details. So again, this is different. Now, the view details of the recipe is no longer hard-coded. It has to be dynamic, okay? It has to be according to the recipe that was clicked. Okay, so again, go back home, look at this calmly, come back to me next week with questions. That's okay. Ritesh. Okay, so Christine, can you give us practice tests for midterm? Christine, here's the thing. My recommendation, do part invites, do student system, go through the beginnings of Sports Store. That's your practice. That's what you need to practice there. Again, whatever I'm going to ask you to do, it's going to be a form to enter information and save that in memory. I don't think that midterm has database though. I'm going to confirm that, but I don't think it has database. I'll confirm that and I'll let you know all about that, but I don't think so. I'm quite sure that it's not, Christine, but don't quote me on that yet. I'm going to double check that, okay? View recipe is similar to assignment 1. Sanjeev, view recipe, you're gonna have to load the proper recipe, okay? For point number 10, where we can create a view, create different views for page. No, Samira, this is all dynamic. The recipes should no longer be hard-coded here. There's no hard coding here anymore. Forget about hard coding. Each view recipe will have to load the proper recipe dynamically. You don't create multiple view recipes, one for each recipe. No, dynamically it's going to figure out which recipe you want to load and load that. Yes, to display true. The recipe list, you can remember that on party invites we displayed the list of people who are going to the party. Remember that on student list we show the student system will show the list of students. Okay, so that's where you can look at that. Christine, I'm not following you. We can show you assignment 3 screen recording again. Oh, you mean share your? Yes, you can share that. That's fine. That's okay. Yep, that's okay. Okay, everyone. Let me see here. I don't want to rush because we are in our final minutes and I have a class after that, after yours. But let me see here. Okay, I just want to show you one last thing before I let you go and before we wrap things up. If you have been able to start step number 5, hopefully you got to be able to create the migration scripts. Migration scripts is one step before you create your database. When you have created your application DB context and you have added the products here, when we run our migration scripts, it's going to create a series of files to get us ready to run the database. So to create the migration scripts, we have to open the tools. In the video it shows as a command line. I'm going to show you as the package manager. It's the same thing, just a slight different interface. It's simpler actually. It's inside Visual Studio. If you go to Tools, NuGet Package Manager Console, look from here, this is a command line, okay? So you can write commands here. The one that you're going to be writing is this one. We're going to write add migration initial. Look, add dash migration space initial. I need to hit enter. After I hit enter, it's gonna create a folder for me called migrations, and in that folder it's gonna write a script that's gonna create the database for me automatically. Look, as soon as I hit enter, you're going to start to see a new folder showing up. Okay, look at this. I'm going to hit enter. It's processing. Let's just wait a little bit. If you get this yellow message, that's okay. Yellow is okay, green is okay, red is not okay. Again, yellow is okay. Yellow is just a note. It's more of a kind of a warning, but that's okay. Just ignore that one. Look at this. What happened? Now we have the migrations folder and a bunch of files inside of that. This code here is the code that is responsible to create the database in the table as well. The database will be called Sports Store. Look, the database is then this name here, and the name of the table is the name of the products collection. It's this name here, products. Again, this script will take care of creating that for us, but that's another step. We're going to start next class next week, starting right here, okay? Bonus number 6 has been released. It's about chapter 9. You have the option to go through chapter 8 videos, but if you want to skip and go straight to chapter 9, that's fine. I will be uploading all source codes from all steps of chapter 8 on eCentennial today, after my next class, okay? Yeah, so Christine, this did not create yet the table. It just created the scripts here. There's a second step that's going to be the one creating the table and creating the database for us. Sanjeev, you want the screen, the migration screen? It's here. Right here, the migration screen. Again, we're going to reconnect with this topic next class. I'm very sorry that I came late. Again, stuff happens and stuff happened today. But I'm glad that you stayed behind and you waited for me. So again, sorry about that, but I hope that this will not repeat itself, okay? Thank you everyone. Again, take the weekend, have a great weekend ahead of yourself. We are starting a very deep topic right now. I know it's confusing, but again, hold my hand and I'll take you all the way. Okay? Don't worry. We get through it. You too, Hussein. No problem, Sajib. That's what we are here for. It's a test, you know. It's a test from me. And, you know, I wanted to take the challenge. And not just say, hey, everyone, I'm not having class today. No, let's do it. You too, Sanjeev. Thank you very much. Have a good one, okay? Thank you, Ritesh. Have a good weekend. Everyone, I'll be dropping the call because I will start a new class in a few minutes. Thanks so much. Have a good one. See you next week, Philippe. Have a good one, everyone. Bye now.